Hi students, and welcome back to this live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful sunny Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope that all of you have had a great week and I hope you're looking forward to a fantastic weekend. Welcome Amra, our chat moderator. Carolina, good to have you back in this class as well. Fuang, Angel, Lydia, nice to see our members. Nipa, Riyadh, Anna, nice to see our subscribers. Everybody, this is a subscribers chat class, so to join the chat, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free, and it's a good step towards those higher IELTS band scores. This is an IELTS reading class, and the topic of this reading passage will be about moving and shifting continents. Who can name the 7 continents on Earth in English, of course? It's good to know. Yeah, you should know the 7 continents. What are the 7 continents on Earth? That will be a good starting point for you to understand this passage. All right, everybody. This lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. For general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. These are the websites that power these live classes. They are our websites, and we use them in the live classes. We will use them today. Fatema says the continents are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Australia, Antarctica, right? Okay, very good. Sri Harsha says Antarctica. All 7, everybody, all 7 continents. All right, there. The Omnitainment, one of our newer members and contributing members, says North America, South America, Australia, Asia, Africa, Europe. Let's not forget about Europe, right? Antarctica. And I think we've got them all. All right, good, everybody. Those are the continents, okay? Those are the continents. Okay, everybody, aehelp.com looks like this. This is our academic IELTS website here. We will use this in a few minutes for reading and for doing the reading passage. Click that big red button to join our premium IELTS package. Right there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We're an IDP affiliate. We're a British Council partner. We're an IELTS test registration center, certified British Council agents. We help thousands of students every single week succeed. You can check out their success stories. We're very proud of that. General IELTS, same idea, gieltshelp.com. Click that big red button there. Again, it's a one-time payment for lifetime access. You can use this code TRAVEL9 coming from our most recent video release for an extra 10% discount. The apps are Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help. The apps link to the websites. Instagram is IELTS_AEHelp and GIELTS Help. We've got lots of followers and lots of good little reels and vocabulary there for you, so check that out. And my email, if you have questions about the IELTS exam, about the reading, adrian@aehelp.com, admin@aehelp.com. I am here to help you pass IELTS and get into university or for immigration and for work, so we're here to help. Amazon. Yes, we have some books there for you. AE Helps Academic IELTS and GE Helps General IELTS. Okay. Now, July 28th to the 29th, reading for subscribers right now. Tomorrow, speaking part 2 for members and speaking part 3 for everyone. We've got this video for you up on YouTube. Check it out. It's a good speaking video. The candidate does a really good job, especially with content. There it is in the chat. All right, we're going to get into some reading strategies here. So let's jump in. First and foremost, read the title. I'm always amazed at how many candidates think they can save time by skipping the title, and then they're like, what am I reading? Sometimes the title doesn't help you a lot. Sometimes it does. Always read it. Okay. This is our reading passage. It's reading passage 2 from our first exam. Okay. This is on page, I think 50. Let me just check here for you. It's page 61 in your curriculum book for those of you who have access to our premium package. Okay, and then here we have a list of headings. We're going to do list of headings questions today. Okay, list of headings, you can read that, but always read the title first, okay? Seismic shifts, silent drifts. What does that mean, right? If you don't know the word seismic, it's going to be a little bit tricky to figure out what's going on here. Seismic means the earth moving, like earthquake, right? But if you don't know that, don't panic, okay? Seismic means the movement of the earth, okay? But again, if you don't know that, hey, don't panic. What do you do, right? You're like, well, what do I do? I'm in the IELTS exam, I'm reading this title, and I panic. I'm like, ah! Jump out the window. Do not jump out the window. I did not say that. So don't jump out the window. Take a breath. And get more information. The IELTS is meant to be a challenging test, but it's not meant to be a university exam. So even if you see kind of some confusing words like seismic shifts, silent drifts, as long as you pay attention and stay focused, you'll figure it out. Okay, so here we go back to the list of headings. Okay, list of headings are really helpful because it's kind of the topic of each paragraph. Okay, so your first step is to read them and think about what they are in your own words. All right, so let's do that right now. List of headings: violent eruptions, magma, lava, and new islands. Okay, what is the word that comes to mind here? If you think violent eruptions, magma, lava, new islands, there should be one word that should go bing in your head. That word is, what is it? Nevin hoses, but I'm afraid windows are not made for that. Yeah, volcano. David, very good. Volcano. Yeah, volcano. Volcano. It's like this, right? Look at the. There. Boom. Ah, I got to it first, Fatime. I got to it first. I was first. Yes, that's a volcano right there. Okay, for those of you who are like, what's a volcano? All right, so volcano. Yeah, the destruction of Pompeii. So, okay, some kind of city is destroyed. Two continents become many, so two of these big land masses become a lot of different land masses. Fossil evidence, okay, so proof from the old bones of dinosaurs, right? Adjacent continents, so continents are kind of opposite or beside each other. An intuitive notion would be like a clear idea or a good theory, right? Intuitive notion equals a good theory. The ring of fire. Okay, that is that. The invisible threat, Gondwana comes together. Now again, if some of these words are new, if some of these topics are confusing, that's fine. You should get one idea from all of this. A hypothesis of unity, disunity, a mechanism to match the theory is found. So hopefully when you read these topics, you get one idea. What is that one idea? So after reading the list of headings, you should have one clear idea. What is that one clear idea? What do you think? So after you read these list of headings in this passage, there should be at least one. Again, you don't need to think too much or too far, just simple steps, simple steps. What should be the one clear idea? Omnitainment says talking about volcanic activity. Yeah, that's a good idea, Omnitainment. David says natural disaster. Anahita says what the whole topic is about and what is that, Anahita. Carolina says continental drift. Fatime says movement. Yeah, movement of the earth, right? Fatime, to keep it simple. Movement of the earth, right? Changes of the earth. Yeah, very good, Shub. Shub says something about the evolution of the earth. I like it. Shub has a great answer for us. Shub goes, well, I get one idea. It's some evolution of the earth or changes of the earth. Okay. Habibi, what causes earthquakes? I don't know. I think it's too much thinking. Okay. Fatime, yeah, earth movements. Yeah. Mr. Yes says the earth struggling. I don't know. Is it struggling? We don't know. Maybe it has feelings. Okay. So one idea. Movement of the earth, or as Shub put it, evolution of the earth. Sure. Yeah. Okay. So as long as you have that idea, you're good. Okay. All right. So here I'm going to the rest of the questions, which are at the end of the passage, and I'm going to take a peek, see if I can get a little bit more help. Okay. True, false, not given. We'll look at these. Nope, don't read those. They're confusing to read before the passage because, frankly, we don't know which statements are true, which are false, which are not given. There is absolutely no reason. In fact, it's a bad idea to read these before the passage because they can confuse you. You read them and then you read the passage and then you read the question again and you're like, was that given in the passage or did I read that at the start? Who knows, right? Okay, so we don't read those, we skip those. And then here we have questions 24 to 26. Okay. 24 to 26. Complete each sentence with the correct ending A to F below. Write the correct letter A to F in boxes 24 to 26 on your answer sheet. Here, the trick is just to read the questions. This is all in the passage, so that's good. The responses, don't read those because that's not, that's again confusing. There's a lot of wrong information there. So just read the question. So plate tectonics result in mountains, volcanoes, and volcanoes result from the difference in. A tsunami can result from a slip in. Okay, so we definitely get a bit more information here. Natural disasters. I think somebody said that. Who was that? Somebody said, oh, there's some natural disasters going on here. Yeah, David. David said maybe some information about natural disasters. Right, you are, David. There's definitely info here about natural disasters. Volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, those are all natural disasters. So we've got some ideas around that. So movement of the earth, evolution of the earth, and some of those natural disasters. Okay, now in the real IELTS exam, you're doing this very quickly. This has taken you just a minute or two, and then you start reading. Now, before you start reading, there's a very important strategy, a very important tip that should immediately come into your mind. What is that? Everybody? So, before you begin. It's very, very important. Before you begin reading, you must remember to no, Omnitainment, not skim read. It's useless. You only skim read when you have to. It's not a true strategy, or it's not a first strategy. Okay. All right. So you must remember to do what? Carolina says, remember to visualize. Yeah, remember to be an active reader. Okay, so the key point here is remember to be an active reader. Okay. So one of the biggest issues that people have on the IELTS exam is not actually their English skills, but it's that they're passive readers. They look at the passage and then they just fly. They're like, when looking at the map of the world, it's natural to notice that Africa and South America seem to be able to fit as if it was this in sight. Continents were different places they are today. It would take over 300 years, and 50 years after that, the mechanism. It was not until 1915 that German... What am I reading? What is that? What's going on? Let me just skim read. Let's see if I can find some answers. Whoa, what? 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 No. That's not how we read. Don't do that. Okay? Especially not when you're being tested. It's one thing to skim read a magazine and look at the pretty pictures. It's another situation to actually be tested on information that you're reading, right? So don't do that. But it's like perfect, right? Definitely no. Okay. So active reading, there's a lot of aspects to active reading. Two key aspects is visualize. Okay. See what you're reading and be a part of it. Okay. And the second one is question what you're reading. So ask, what am I reading? Why am I reading this information? How is this information important? How does it affect me? How does it affect my life? Okay, so engage the information, question the information. All right. Okay. All right. So let's do the reading. Okay. So according to this exam, this is our second reading passage. So it's audio CD track 6, is it? Anyway, I'm going to play the audio. Maybe it should be track. Yeah, it'll be track 6. Yeah, that's right. Okay, now you have it on the website. So we're going to, so this is one of the advantages of the materials on our website is we actually did the recording with British speakers for all of the reading passages, and that helps you with your fluency, pronunciation. So for those of you who have access to the premium version of the website, after you join, click that big red button right above my head there. And when you, fill out the form, make payment, spend a couple bucks, you get all these awesome materials, and you'll get these audio CDs. And then CD 1, track 1, 2, 3, 4 are obviously the listening sections. And then here we have passage 2 reading. So let's read with this British speaker, and then we'll go through step by step. We'll answer the questions, and I'll get some of you to read, and we'll discuss the passage as well. So for now, just headset, listen, read. If you have the chance, read aloud, meaning like actually say the words, seismic shifts, silent drifts, read aloud, okay? Here we go.
Continental drift and plate tectonics. When looking at a map of the world, it is natural to notice that Africa and South America seem to be able to fit together, as if they are two parts of a former whole. It was this insight which led Flemish cartographer Abraham Ortelius in 1596 to put forward for the first time the idea that at one period the continents were in different places than they are today. It would take over 300 years for the theory to be fully developed, and 50 years after that for the mechanism of the phenomena to be discovered. It was not until 1915 that German geologist Alfred Wegener proposed the continental drift theory, which states that the Earth's crust is made up of many sections that float slowly over the molten mantle and core of the Earth. Wegener argued that in the past the continents were all stuck together. He called this supercontinent Pangaea, which is Greek for all Earth. Wegener hypothesized that approximately 200 million years ago, this supercontinent began to break up, and the pieces began to move away from each other. Initially, Pangaea divided into two parts, named Laurasia and Gondwana. Laurasia consisted of what is today North America, Asia, and Europe, whilst Gondwana comprised modern-day South America, Africa, and Australia. These supercontinents eventually split apart further, resulting in today's continental configuration. It is interesting to note that today's continental alignment is just that. Millions of years in the future, the Earth's continents will appear very different. Given enough time, it is possible that the Earth's land masses will return to a Pangea-like unified state. The evidence for continental drift is plentiful. The most common evidence is the discovery of the same type of dinosaurs in extremely different locations. The same type of dinosaur fossil will be found in northeastern parts of South America as well as northwestern parts of Africa. The logical explanation for phenomena such as this is that at one time these parts of the world were not only connected but adjacent. The evidence for continental drift was discovered long before an explanation for it was found. It was during the 1960s that the theory of plate tectonics was developed. This new theory explained fully the nature of the Earth's crust, that it was broken up into many pieces that tended to smack into each other and pull apart from each other. In extreme cases, such as the Indian subcontinent, a plate's movement can be so severe that it causes massive mountains to be formed when the plates hit another. This is precisely what has happened over the past millions of years, when the Indian plate colliding with the Eurasian plate, in the process creating the Himalayas, which include the tallest mountain on Earth, Mount Everest. Plate tectonics are not only responsible for mountains and the movement of the continents, they are also responsible for volcanoes. Volcanoes usually result from one of the two plate configurations. They form in places where the plates are colliding, or where the plates are pulling apart. In the first case, the plates come together pushing against each other, causing friction and heat, which allows some of the crust material to melt, resulting in liquid magma. Because magma is less dense than the surrounding rock, it ends up rising to the surface, where it becomes a volcano. An example of this type of volcano is the famous Mount Vesuvius, which destroyed the city of Pompeii in 79 CE. The second type of volcano comes from divergent plates. These types tend to be underwater, as in the mid-oceanic ridges. Volcanic islands such as Iceland and Hawaii were formed by underwater volcanic activity, eventually spewing off enough matter to form land above the water. Of course, there is one final important result of plate tectonics: earthquakes. Earthquakes are perhaps the most terrifying of all natural disasters. They are practically invisible. They happen below the Earth's surface and have devastating results. Earthquakes happen along fault lines, places where two plates are colliding, diverging, or slipping past each other. In the case where the two plates are attempting to slip past each other, the most devastating earthquakes can occur. This is because friction does not allow the plates to pass each other until sufficient energy to counteract the resistance has been built up. So the two plates rub against each other for centuries or millennia until one day they finally slip. This slip is what results in a sudden catastrophic earthquake. If this slip occurs in the ocean, underneath the Earth's surface, it can cause a massive tidal wave known as a tsunami. If this slip occurs directly beneath a major city, massive destruction will result. There are many such cities at risk of these earthquakes, many of them along what is known as the Ring of Fire, surrounding the Pacific Ocean. These cities include Tokyo, San Francisco, Vancouver, and Santiago. Understanding plate tectonics reveals that it is not a question of if these major cities will get hit by an earthquake, it is only a question of when.
All right, students. So that reading again is from our website at aehelp.com for the academic IELTS. That's definitely a fast enough reading. That was 5 minutes 40 seconds. You can see that on the website audio. You can actually read slower, so you can get a band 9 by reading slower, and you can still finish the passage and finish all the questions. The key is to understand at least 70% of what you read. If you can understand 70% of what you read, you're going to get a good band score. If you can't, then it doesn't matter if you're scanning. It won't really help you get a better band score, okay? It's not, you can't For instance, you can't answer true, false, not given questions by skimming and scanning. You can't scan for a not given. It takes way too long. Okay, so it's just better to read and understand. Okay. All right. So we're going to do this together. I'm going to speak to our viewers, and we'll do a little bit of reading with the viewers, and we'll go through the strategies for list of headings and true, false, not given and matching sentence endings. We'll answer all of these questions in class today, and we're going to do it together. I'm going to get you to volunteer, okay? So this is how we do it. To volunteer for reading. Carolina's already helping out there. She's got the instructions for you in the chat. So first of all, go to aehelp.com, go to the website, okay, log in. You can do this for free. You don't have to buy the premium version of the site. You can create a free account. All right, so let me just show you this again. So when you're on the main page, the home page, and again, if you do want to, if you're like, hey, this is great, I'm going to do these live classes every day, I'm just going to buy the course so I have all the materials and I can practice after, then click that big red button, join the premium package. It's one-time payment, so you know it's really a good investment of your money and time. And then you can enter the My Student account that way, or you can click the green Try Demo button, and then you can enter the My Student account that way. Once you're in your My Student account, we'll be able to interact in these live classes. So what you need to do is you need to click the blue button, the Student Partner Speaking. That's just, again, right above my head there. And then when you click that, then you're in this chat interface here. You see Sajan, Uzman, Abdul, Kadir, Sumit, Jagmeet, Saram, Anahita, and then just Amra, and then just send me a message. So you're going to see me in here too. I will be listed as master, all capital letters, easy to see. Send me a message. So say I want to volunteer, or I want to try. I just click on the blue envelope next to my handle, master, and then just say I want to try. Okay. So Amra, let's give Amra, our moderator, a chance to kind of demonstrate how this works and maybe do a bit of reading here with us. So Amra, yes, are you ready? Give a little bit of demonstration, and then everybody can follow suit and do the same after. Okay. All right. So Amra, are you ready? Yes, Amra's ready. Hi, Amra.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you?
I'm doing great, sir. What about you?
I am doing fantastic. Also, Amra, thank you so much for volunteering. It will help me to kind of demonstrate how to do this, and I'm sure our viewers will appreciate that. So we'll just jump right in, okay, Amra?
Okay, sir.
All right. Okay, here we go. So Amra, what I'll get you to do is just read the title and paragraph A.
Okay. Just give me a second to.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Seismic shifts, silent drifts. So, can I start?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Yeah, when looking at a map of the world, it is natural to notice that Africa and South America seem to be able to fit together, as if they are two parts of a former whole. It was an insight which led Flemish cartographer Abraham Altheries in 1596 to put forward for the first time the idea that at one period the continents were in different places than they are today. It will take over 300 years for the theory to be fully developed, and 50 years after that for the mechanism of the phenomenon to be fully developed.
To be discovered.
Yeah, to be yeah to be so I can see this one.
Good though. It was a good guess. It was behind my big head, right? All right. All right. Amra, good. That's good reading. So if anybody reads like Amra with that speed, that is absolutely fine to get a band 9 in your reading section. So Amra, 2 questions here. First question is, what do you see when you read this?
Like I imagined before myself that like I'm looking at the map and I see that like Africa and South America, like they have like fitting edges, if I can say in this way, and it lead to me to discover to develop a theory that these continents were once like they were whole at once, like in the past.
Okay, so kind of like the picture I'm drawing, right? So I drew it there. That's you. This is your head here. You're looking at the map.
Yeah.
There's South America, there's Africa, and kind of like 2 puzzle pieces. You're putting them together, right? I mean, you can even see it like a puzzle, like you're making a world puzzle, and you've got
Yeah, exactly.
Africa, South America, and you kind of like, those fit, clicking them together, right? Absolutely, that's great. Okay, that's a good visualization. Sure, that's active reading. That's what you want to do, and that was happening 300 years ago. All right, good. Okay,
Yeah.
and then the next question that you want to ask yourself, and when you have a list of headings question, this is exactly what you need to do. You need to ask yourself, what is this paragraph about? And in a very, very simple sentence, you only get one simple sentence. What is the paragraph about? Give me the best simple sentence you can to answer that question. What is this paragraph about?
I think it will be the initial development of theory, found like the foundation. Um,
Simple, Amra.
I'm I'm
Think about
struggling.
think about your visualization. Okay, so you just told me that you're looking at this map of the world and you notice something. You're like, aha, there's South
Okay,
America, there's Africa. Aha, they fit together.
like okay, it is notion, like it is notion, like at first glance, like okay, it was it was within like within the list of headings. I remember this one, and there was intuitive notion and
Okay,
like
don't jump to that, right? So this is an important concept, and this is for everybody, right? When you're in the IELTS and you get a reading passage, it will be new. The list of headings will be new. The answers will not reveal themselves to you. You have to figure it out, and you have to follow that logical step-by-step, Amra. So just base it on what you know, right? Like you're seeing yourself looking at this map, the pieces are snapping together, and you have this realization, right? You're like, oh, I just realized these continents fit together, right? So that's what the paragraph is about. What you mainly see is what the paragraph is about. So here it is about a first glance notion that the continents fit together. It's like, oh, look at that. Here's an interesting question, Amra. Let's take it one step further. And this is for everybody, and you can help Amra here in the chat as well. Why do you think that this notion happened 300 years ago? So why do you think that it was at this, or earlier, it was 1596. Why do you think it was at around 1596 that some dude living back in the day was like suddenly like, oh, look at that, they fit together? What do you think? Why was it in around 1596? The passage doesn't tell me this, but my logic can actually figure this out. So why was that the time that this happened?
yeah, maybe it was a time of great discoveries.
Yeah,
Like Christopher Columbus.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Right. It's probably the first time when we actually had a half decent map of Africa and South America landing in some people's lap, right? Like before that,
Exactly.
people didn't even have the map, so they couldn't make this realization, right? But I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that those continents kind of fit together, correct?
Of
Like,
course, yeah.
right? So once we had the drawings, once we had the maps from Christopher Columbus and a lot of the other great explorers of that time, then it was like, oh, well, look at that. They fit together, right? So
Yeah.
it's not a surprise, right? There's a lot of logic there. And that's why I keep saying a lot of the IELTS can be done purely through logic, not even so much through the language, but through the logic of thought, right? So just focus on that. So here, when you figure out that, okay, I see myself looking at the map, these continents snap together, this first paragraph is about this notion that continents fit together, then you can now match the correct letter, right? So can you help everybody out here, Amra, and tell us what is the correct answer for this list of headings?
Yeah, of course. Um, okay, it will be the sixth one, an intuitive notion.
Yeah, an intuitive notion, right? An intuitive notion means like kind of like a clear idea or an easy idea or understanding, and that's what it is. It's a clear idea. It's an easy understanding that, you know, the first paragraph is just that. It's this guy realizing once they had the maps that those continents fit together. So this is VI, right? It's Roman numeral 6. That's right. Okay,
And
Amra.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I want to say a big thank you to you, that because I'm using your strategies now. My reading really improved. I'm doing at least 35 correct out of 40, and it's a big happiness for me because before I took your advice, like drawing on the paper, uh, I did at least at most I did 32, but I didn't move further. But now I'm getting I'm moving along, and I'm getting at least 35, and I want to take the time to give it to say a big thank you to you, sir.
You're so welcome, Amra, and I appreciate you mentioning that. The strategies that I'm teaching in these live classes and the strategies on the website as well, they're not like little shortcuts like skimming for keywords or something like that, which really is not a realistic kind of acquisition of information. But these strategies are strategies that will help you greatly in the IELTS, and of course they'll help you in your actual life, like in your school and in your work as well when you're reading content. So that's why it's good to master these early on, right? And I'm happy to hear that you're taking advantage of that, Amra. So
yeah, and sir, this is my last question. Can I ask you after this class ends? I want to I made my final decision to pursue my master's degree in Canada, but I haven't decided on at which university yet. Can I email you after the class ends to to give to get more information about which universities are best to apply, about the visa application? Can I?
absolutely. Yeah. You can absolutely send me an email on that. Just as a quick advice to everybody who's planning their university studies, don't look so much at the university. It's good to look at the university, like University of British Columbia or Toronto or whatever. Look at the program. So some universities are have a really good psychology program or engineering program. So look at the reviews for the university. More importantly, look at the reviews for that specific program that you're going into. So let's say, Amra, that you're going into engineering, for instance, then research best engineering departments in Canada, and you'll get a list of number 1, number 2, and look at that, and then think about, okay, those are the top 5, I'd like to apply to those. Okay, so think about it that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, send me that email, Amra, and I'll give you more info. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for moderating. Bye, Amra.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye. All right, that was Amra. Let's give Amra a thumbs up, and let's take another volunteer. Anahita. We haven't heard from Anahita. I don't think Anahita got a chance in the last few classes. So let's give Anahita a chance here. We'll move along nice and quick. We've got 7 paragraphs, so hang in there, volunteers. We need your help. Are you ready, Anahita? I think Anahita volunteered last. I'd like to see some new volunteers as well. Okay, don't be shy, everyone.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Anahita. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you, sir?
I'm doing great. Also, thank you for asking. Anahita, are you ready to read?
Yes, sir. Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Perfect. You're going to see paragraph B coming up on the screen any moment now. So whenever you are ready, go ahead with B.
It was not until 1915 that German geologist Alfred Wegener proposed the continental drift theory, which states that the Earth's crust is made up of many sections that float slowly over the molten mantle of the core of the Earth. Wegener argued that in the past the continents were all stuck together. He called the supercontinent Pangaea, which is Greek for all Earth. Wegener hypothesized that approximately 200 million years ago, this supercontinent began to break up and the pieces began to move away from each other.
Okay, great. Anahita, nice and quick, in a short answer, what do you see? So, as an active reader taking part in this information, what do you see when you read this?
I am in a big continent which is divided. I am located in a big. I am living in a Pangaea, in a continent which is called Pangaea, and this is split into two big pieces. So I am in one piece, and I see the another part in another section.
That's great. That's awesome. That's really good, Anahita. That's exactly how you should be reading. Okay. So for everybody who's listening, that's exactly how you should be reading, like Anahita. So I'm living on Pangaea and it's splitting apart, and maybe your legs are kind of floating apart. Oh no, one of my legs is going that way, the other one's going that way, right? So that's exactly what you want to do. So then, based on that concept and what you're reading here, what is this paragraph about?
One big continent that splits to two parts.
Kind of. Be a little bit more focused here. So read the topic sentence one more time for me. So the first sentence.
It was not until 1915 that German geologist Alfred Wegener proposed the continental drift theory, which stated that the Earth's crust is made up of many sections that float slowly over the molten mantle and the core of the Earth.
Okay. So one more time, let me ask you, what is this paragraph about?
It is about continental drift theory and about
Perfect.
the proposal.
Stop there. Just stop there. Just stop there, right? So perfect. So that's what it's about. So to kind of go back to your visualization where you're living on this big continent, right? Let's say this is Pangaea and it's splitting apart. And you are standing, let's make you bigger. You're standing like this. Okay, so this is you, Anahita. We'll give you a smile and a bit of hair like that. Okay, and this continent is splitting apart underneath your legs. One really amazing aspect of active reading, Anahita, is when you visualize, also include the emotion that goes with that. So being able to attach emotions and feelings, because humans are emotional creatures. So emotions are very powerful for comprehension and for memory and for retention and using information. So when you're reading and you're visualizing, attach the emotions for that situation. It's a very, very powerful way to actively read. So if this were really happening to you, Anahita, if you're standing on Pangaea, you're living on Pangaea, and like in the movie Ice Age, where everything suddenly is shaking and breaking apart, what are you feeling in that moment?
I would feel appalled or frightened.
Okay, great. You would feel frightened. Sure, absolutely. That's the same with me. I would be like, oh no, right? And what would be the question in your head?
For example, what kind of question? Why is it splitting apart?
Exactly. That would be most of us, right? Same with me. I'd be like, why is this happening, right? So if you think about it that way, and when you train yourself to read like this, it becomes natural to read like this and to see and to feel what you're reading. Then you have a lot of the answers right there, right? Because then you're going, okay, why is this happening? And this paragraph answers that question for you, right? So the hypothesis of continental drift, that's why this is happening. So you realize that that's the main idea of the paragraph. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so visualization together with feelings, together with critical thinking, what, why, how, leads to extremely powerful information processing and use. Okay, all right, so keeping all of that in mind, let's go back to the list of headings. Tell me which one it is. So have a look at those list of headings, and based on what we just discussed, which one do you think is the best choice for the title to this first body paragraph? So paragraph B.
I think it's the third one, maybe, or
Third one is the explanation or the detail, right? But it's not
the
really.
10th one. 10th one?
Yeah, it's the 10th one, right? So a hypothesis of unity and disunity. So make sure that your choice always matches what you're thinking. If you're like, oh, this is the continental drift theory. Theory is a hypothesis, right? Pangea is the unity. Pangea is the one continent. Splitting into two is the disunity, right? So it's that theory. And this is usually the example, so we know it's correct. So in the IELTS, for the list of headings, they usually give you one of the body paragraphs. It's usually paragraph B or paragraph C that they give you as an example. And a really good trick to make sure that you're understanding the text and you're on the right track, Anahita, and this is for everybody, is try to figure out the answer to the example without looking at it. If you have the correct answer, the same answer, you're thinking in the right way. If you're not, then you have to stop and think, am I visualizing? Am I asking the right questions? Am I looking at topic sentences? So why am I not getting these? Okay.
Okay, sir, I have a question. Do I need to improve my lexical resource in order to understand different topics more easily?
No. Okay. That's it's a tricky question. My answer is going to be no for you. So I think that, Anahita, your lexical resource, you've done a speaking interview with me, you've volunteered many times, so I've heard you speak, I've heard you use your English, and I have a fairly good idea of your vocabulary base. Your vocabulary base, when you use it well, should be enough to get at least a band 7.5 in each section. Okay?
Okay.
So if you're not getting 7.5 in the reading, or if you're not getting 7.5 in the listening, the problem is not likely with your vocabulary or your lexical resource. It's probably with the way that you're using it or you're applying it. Okay. Now, of course, it's always good to have more words or to know more words. It's always true, right? But the problem is people think that that's the reason. It's not usually the main reason. Okay, so you should get 7.5 with what you have, Anahita. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot.
All right, you're very welcome. Keep up the good work, Anahita.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. All right, that was Anahita. Let's give Anahita a thumbs up there. That was really good. Okay. All right, Anna, you've been very patient here. Anna, let's give Anna a chance with the next paragraph. Anna, are you ready? All right, so it's not about, a lot of people get stuck there. They think vocabulary. Not so much. It's a lot of it is about logic. Okay. All right. Anna, if you're there, let me know and we'll get right into paragraph C, list of headings. So we'll move along nice and fast here so we can get to all the questions.
Hello.
Hi, Anna.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm recovering from food poisoning right now. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I feel better.
What did you eat?
Fish.
Oh, that fish. It's always the fish.
Yes, the weather was quite challenging. It was like plus 35 that day, and I ate fish at dinner, and at night, in few hours, I felt very badly. And
Yeah.
yeah,
We've all been there, Anna. We've all been there. So,
yeah.
all right, Anna, paragraph C, when you're ready.
Yes, just a second. Yes, I'm ready. Initially, Pangaea divided into two parts named Laurasia and Gondwana. Laurasia consisted of what is today North America, Asia, and Europe. Least Gondwana comprise the modern-day South America, Africa, and Australia. These supercontinents eventually split apart further, resulting in today's continental configuration. It is interesting to note that today's continental alignment is just millions of years in the future. The Earth's continents will appear very different. Given enough time, it is possible that Earth's land masses will return to a Pangea-like unified state.
Okay, awesome. Anna, first tip. Don't worry about pronunciation when you are actually in the real exam. Just read through the words, so however you pronounce them, okay? Just repeat after me. Laurasia,
Laurasia,
Gondwana,
Gondwana,
whilst,
whilst,
configuration,
configuration,
alignment,
alignment,
alignment.
alignment.
Okay, good. All right. So what do you see when you read this?
I see this part of this Pangea has two parts, which has two different states. From the Unites has different states in these two parts. It was
Yeah.
different.
So Anna, what you should see is yourself looking at the continents with big scissors and cutting them up into many little pieces. Australia, Africa, South America, North America. You're chopping them up. Okay. Always include yourself in your reading, Anna. So be a part of what you read. Okay. Directly. So be the actress, be the person in the information. All right. And what is this paragraph about?
This paragraph is about country which has two parts, which includes different units from the other states.
Okay, I got you. Just not countries, continents, right?
No,
So,
continents, yes.
Continents. So it's about.
And yeah, and also it's about cities, how it's been million years ago, like after
No.
since how it
Don't
moved.
do that. Don't do that, because if
Alright.
you do that, you're going to pick the wrong answer in the IELTS. Okay.
Alright.
So it's just the topic. What you're giving me there, that's just details and explanations. List of headings, it's about the topic of the paragraph, not about the explanations. And that's one of the big mistakes that leads a lot of candidates to choose the wrong answer, is they accidentally pick the example or the explanation. And often they will include a choice that is about the explanation or about the example. And if you choose that, you get it wrong. You have to choose the topic. It's the list of heading. By the word heading, they mean the topic. Okay, so always the topic. So it's about a continent.
Different continents, yeah.
It's about different continents becoming many little pieces, right?
Many little countries, yes.
Little
countries.
continents. It's about
Continents.
different continents becoming many little continents, not
Right.
countries.
Little states. Oh, yes.
Okay, sure. All right. Which is the closest match from the list of headings? You're going to see them in a few seconds here. So, which is the closest match to a couple of continents becoming many little states?
It could be free. Two continents become many.
Yeah, Laurasia and Gondwana, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
definitely.
That's what it is. That's the right answer.
Free Romans.
Roman numeral 3.
Roman numeral 3.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So that's how we do it, Anna. Okay, focus on
Yeah.
the topic. Okay, very important.
Yeah. I have a question. For this to write matching headings correct, I need to understand topic sentence and understand topics without explanations of the para for matching headings. Yes.
That's right. That's exactly correct. So you're focusing on the topic. Sometimes it's the first sentence of the body paragraphs, but it's not always. And it's especially not true with the introduction and the conclusion. So for list of headings, you have to read the passage. Again, it's one of those situations where skimming and scanning is not going to be enough. A lot of candidates get wrong answers when they just try to skim or scan for the topic. So you have to be very careful. Okay?
Yeah, skimming and scanning is not working for me in like reading. I also need detail reading. It's all like I drop my scores in every is many type of questions when I have skimming and scanning before.
Yeah, that's on purpose. That's how IELTS is designed. It's designed so that it measures comprehension. Skimming and scanning is not actually comprehension, right? So the
Yeah.
people who create, the test engineers who create IELTS, they make it so it's testing comprehension, and skimming and scanning won't work. Okay, Anna, thank you so much for volunteering. Have a great day.
Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you. Have a good day too.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank.
All right. Thank you for the thumbs up. Nipa saying thumbs up, Anna. Okay. Fuang, we haven't heard from you in a while. Let's keep going. We've got lots of paragraph students, so I can definitely say that everybody who's volunteering so far will get a chance. Pritam, hang in there. You're definitely up next. Fuang, are you ready? For those of you watching, subscribers, subscribe and go to the website, create an account, and volunteer. Are you ready? It's a great way to learn English for free in live IELTS. There you go. Fuang. Oh, there's Fuang. Okay. Hello, Fuang. Sounds like you picked up, but I don't hear you, Fuang. Let me see what's going on. Fuang, I'm going to try to connect with you again. I'm just going to hang up. Okay. And then I'll call you one more time. So just hang up and I'll give you another call. Hopefully we can connect. Maybe a fresh connection here. Okay, Fuang, I'm not sure. It could be the internet, could be some other factor. Just hang in there. I'll circle back to you, okay? I don't hear you on your end, so check what's going on. Maybe do a shift refresh on your page. Meanwhile, I'll try to get a hold of Pritam, and then if we're having issues, if it's on my end, I'll just do a refresh on my end. Okay, so Pritam, are you ready? Hopefully Pritam is there and we can make a connection with Pritam. Yeah, I can see Fuang is refreshing the page because he just disappeared. Okay, Pritam, if you're there, give me a sign and then I'll give you a call. And just send me back a message and say yes or yep. And then we'll give it a go. Hopefully Pritam is there. Sometimes people leave, right? So I would only know that if I refreshed my page. Okay, I'm not getting an answer from Pritam. So let's move down the scale here and let's try Hara Manayam, I think. Okay. There's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce that. Okay, are you ready? It's a very long name. Is that two names put together? Maybe. Hello.
Hello, sir.
How are you? Make sure you're using the website for the audio, not YouTube. So mute YouTube and use the website audio.
Yeah, I have you. I muted my YouTube now.
Okay, perfect. Just first quick question. What should I call you?
You can call me Hari.
Hari. Okay. Yeah, because there's no way I'm going to be. Is that your full name?
Yeah, that's my full name.
Can you pronounce that for me?
My name is Hari Subramaniam.
Wow.
I'm from India.
That's amazing. That's a beautiful name. It's so challenging to pronounce. So I'm going to call you Hari. Thank you for allowing that. Okay, Hari. Thank you for joining. Let's jump right in. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, you're going to see paragraph D up on the screen in just a moment. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and read.
The evidence for continental drift is plentiful. The most common evidence is the discovery of same type of dinosaur in extremely different locations. The same type of dinosaur fossil will be found in northeastern part of South America as well as northwestern parts of Africa. The logical explanation for phenomena such as this is that at one time these parts of the earth were only connected but not only connected but adjacent.
Okay, good. When you read this paragraph, Hari, what do you see?
I can understand that we found many fossils.
You found them,
And
not they, Hari. You found them. It's you. Be a part of it. Be in there. You're digging up fossils. Okay.
yeah,
What
yeah, okay.
All
We
right.
found many fossils, and it's a explanation that the continents were together.
Awesome. And that's actually what the paragraph is about as well, right? So your vision and what the paragraph is about should match, right? Ideally. And that's perfect. So tell me which of these list of headings is the closest match to what you just told me. There's one that's a perfect match to what you just said.
Fourth one, fossil evidence.
Perfect. And that's all it is. So see, these questions don't actually take that long when you know what you're doing. Like you got that within 20 seconds. Okay. If you can get answers within 20 seconds, you can finish a reading passage in 15 minutes. Okay. Now I'm not telling you to rush, so take your time, but it's pretty quick. And you're very confident, right? Like you're like, oh, I'm sure that's the answer. That's exactly what I saw. Okay, Hari, let's just jump into paragraph E as well. So you get two. It's for being brave and bold and the first time volunteering. So let's jump into E. Go ahead and read E for me.
Yeah. The evidence for continental drift was discovered long before an explanation for it was found. It was during 1960s that theory of plate tectonics was developed. This new theory explained fully the nature of the Earth's crust. This that is that it was broken up into many pieces that tended to smack into each other and pull apart from each other. In extreme cases, such as Indian subcontinent, a plate's movement can be so severe that it causes massive mountains to be formed when the plate hits each other. This is precisely what has happened over past millions of years with Indian plate colliding with Eurasian plate in the process of creating Himalayas, which include the tallest mountain on earth, Mount Everest.
Okay, great. What is this paragraph about?
It's about movement of tectonic plates and formation of mountains.
Okay, not bad. Read the first sentence for me one more time.
The evidence for continental drift was discovered long before an explanation for it was found.
Okay, read the next sentence.
It was during 1960s that the theory of plate tectonics was developed.
Okay, so if you can only say what this paragraph is about in 2 words, what are the 2 words that explain this paragraph?
2 words.
It's in those 2 sentences. There are 2 words in there that basically tell you what this paragraph is.
Theory of plate tectonics.
Yeah, those are the 2 words. Plate tectonics, right? Theory of plate tectonics. Okay, good. So have a look. Which one's the best answer?
Yeah. Mm, 11th one.
Yeah.
A mechanism to match theory is found.
Equals plate tectonics, right? Correct?
Yeah.
That's the mechanism. Plate tectonics is the mechanism of the theory, right? So exactly. So it's number 11, XI. And you move on, right? So that's the main idea of the paragraph. Very good. Hari.
Yes, sir. I want to say one thing.
Sure.
I've been trying to volunteer for many days, and I want to say one thing when I got the chance for volunteering.
Go for it.
You are very hilarious.
Thank you.
Your way of speaking is very good. I like it very much.
Thank you so much for that compliment. I'm flattered, Hari. Keep volunteering. I'll keep an eye out for you. It's easy to recognize your name because I think it's made up of like 20 letters. So so keep volunteering and you'll get another chance soon, okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye, Hadi.
Bye.
All right, that was Hadi. Let's give Hadi a thumbs up. I don't know if somebody actually counted the letters in Hadi's name, but it's one of the longest ones I've seen. It'd be difficult to put that into some forms. You need a lot of space. All right, that was really good reading, though, Hadi. That was great. Okay, let's jump to Riyadh Fuang. You're still on my radar. Do not worry. I see you there. Riyadh, you've been very patient. Are you ready? We'll give Riyadh a chance. All right.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Riyadh. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good too. Thank you for being so patient. I see that you're regularly there, you're volunteering, you're hanging in. There's a good for you. It's a good attitude to have. Riyadh, are you ready to read?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay, so you will now see paragraph F, and whenever you're ready, just begin. Plate tectonics, Riyadh. Go for it.
Plate tectonics are not only responsible for mountains and the movement of continents, they are also responsible for volcanoes. Volcanoes usually result from one of two plate configurations. They form in places where the plates are cooling or where the plates are pulling apart. In the first case, the plates come together, pushing against each other, causing friction and heat, while allows some of the crust material to melt, resulting in liquid magma. Because magma is less dense than the surrounding rock, it ends up rising to the surface where it becomes a volcano. An example of this type of volcano is the famous Mount Vesuvius, which destroyed the city of Pompeii in 79 CE. The second type of volcano comes from divergent plates. These types tend to be underwater, as in the mid-oceanic regions. Volcanic islands such as Iceland and Hawaii were formed by underwater volcanic activity, eventually spewing off enough matter to form land above the water.
Very good. Riyadh, in one word, what is this paragraph about? One word. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To volcanic
One
eruption.
word. One word. One word only. What is it about? You're close. Just say it in one word. Volcanoes.
Volcanoes, yeah.
Right?
Volcanoes.
Just keep it simple. Volcanoes. It's about volcanoes. Right?
Volcanoes. Yeah, it's a deep description of volcanoes.
It is. It's a deep description of volcanoes. So just keep it simple, right? Sometimes the IELTS, and this is true not just for the reading section, but it's also true for the other three sections for listening, writing, and speaking. This is a very important tip, everybody. It's really just taking a complicated idea and making it simple, using simple English with a simple idea to give a simple answer. And as long as you can do that, you're going to get a pretty good score on your test. Okay, so being able to simplify is a very useful skill for high band scores on the IELTS exam. Okay, Riyadh, which one of these is the closest answer to volcano for the choices?
I think it would be first.
Yeah. Right? It's a volcano. Violent eruptions, magma, lava, new islands. volcano. So that's what it is. So keep it simple. Whenever possible, keep it simple. A lot of people think the IELTS is trying to be really tricky. The answers are very complicated. There's a couple usually within each passage or, in the listening, but most of the questions, I would say 90% or 95% of the questions, they're meant to be simplified, not complicated. Okay? Keep that in mind, Riyadh. All right?
Okay, sir. But I think complication is not only for me, but also many students.
Oh,
They find
absolutely.
difficulty on this type of question.
Absolutely. It's not just for many students, it's for humans. We as humans have this natural tendency to overcomplicate situations when
Sir,
oftentimes it's just simple.
sir, may I ask a question about this type of question?
Sure.
When I first see that type of question, am I read the whole paragraph, or maybe one or two sentences in the first, or
Whole paragraph.
one or two sentences in the last?
Whole paragraph. Whole paragraph.
Am I
Okay. You have to read the
whole
whole
paragraph?
yeah, you have to read the whole paragraph. So as soon as you see list of headings, and especially when you see list of headings combined with true, false, not given in the passage, it's a very strong indication that you have to be reading the paragraphs. Okay. When you do list of headings, read each paragraph and then answer each question. So read the first paragraph, answer the list of heading. Read the second paragraph, answer the list of headings. For all of the other questions, only answer them after you finish the whole passage. Okay?
When I do this question after true false not given, or I do first?
Sorry, can you ask me that question one more time?
When I solve this question, the true false not given and which paragraph contains the following information. I think there are several types of questions in passage 2. I am I correct? Am I solve the first list of heading?
Always start with the list of headings. Absolutely. So the list of headings, so the list of headings is the only question type that comes before the passage. Okay. And there's a very good reason for that. The people who make the IELTS exam believe that list of headings should be answered while you read, and it should always be the first question to answer. When you get the list of headings correct, then that always helps you with the other questions as well. Okay, so that's a big reason that you want to do that one first. So yes, definitely. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. I can understand.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Pray for me.
I will pray for you, Riyadh, but I don't. So I will pray for you, but it's all up here. So you got this, okay, Riyadh? Thank you so much for volunteering, and keep doing it. Okay, so keep going forward. Good questions.
Okay, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye, Riyadh. All right, that was Riyadh. There was some really good questions that he was asking, so pay attention to that. Fong, you're back. Like I say, you get another chance. Are you ready? So as you can see, Fong, it works on my end, so it has to be on your end. So make sure you're, using a VPN, refreshing, different internet connection, different device. So. Fuang, are you with me? I should correct myself. Can I hear you? I know you're with me, but I can't hear you. Fuang, unfortunately, I can't hear you. Yes, I know I can see that you've got this kind of saddy face, but yeah, I can't hear you. It's got to be something on your end. Today I've been connecting with everybody except you, so it must be something on your end. Check it out and don't give up, okay? We've got lots more tomorrow. Ronit! New face. Let's see. Ronit, are you ready? Okay. Mr. Yes says it's maybe a mic issue. Could be. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to be there troubleshooting myself. Sometimes it's just a matter of shift refreshing. Sometimes it's a matter of VPNing. Vietnam can be tricky at times. Usually it works quite well from Vietnam, but sometimes there can be issues, like with everywhere. Ronit, if you're listening, if you're there, give me a sign. So, yes, there you are. Okay, good. sometimes students just close the browser and open it up again. Sometimes it's just a browser cookie issue, right? All right, run it. Lots of rings. You got to pick up. Run it. If you see the green button, I'm not sure if you're using an Apple phone maybe. I know Apple phones are kind of weird sometimes with the way they show clickable buttons. So run it. Maybe if you can see the green call button by my name, usually I ask students not to do this, but in this case, especially if you're using an Apple phone, you can try to call me. I can't Zoom call you, run it. I appreciate the link, the Zoom link, but that's going to mess up the system. Yeah, I can't do it, run it, because as soon as I switch to Zoom, it's going to really mess up YouTube and OBS. So I can't do it. But we use Zoom for our speaking interviews through our website. It's very stable and it's a good system. It's just not effective for live classes because I'm already using the camera and the microphone. And if I suddenly switch to another system, it's just going to explode. Okay, so run it. Check out what's going on your end. Try to connect with another person. See if it works. Troubleshoot and then come back. Okay. It doesn't work, students, where you're just jumping between different interfaces. That can really mess up your camera and audio if you start to kind of open up all sorts of different software. Okay, Thien. Let's check Thien. Are you ready? Maybe Thien's there. Thien, if you're there, let me know. Okay. Thien, let me know. Give me a sign. It should work. Again, for those of you who are new, who are just coming into this system and you're using the website, before you volunteer to speak with me, especially if it's your first time, I very strongly recommend trying the system with one of your peers. Just send them a message and say, hey, I'm a first-time user. Can I speak with you just a couple of sentences to check my microphone and my audio, make sure it's working for me? And then usually that will help. Some of the premium students who are here all the time can give some good advice on what's working, what's not. Okay. Thien, I don't see any messages from you, so we'll jump to Rohan. Nice to see many volunteers. Rohan, are you ready? We got one more paragraph to go for the list of headings anyway, and then we'll get into a couple of true, false, not given questions. Rohan, if you're there, give me a sign. Say, yeah, I'm there, I'm here. Yes, there's Rohan.
Hello.
Hi, Rohan, how are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
Very good. Rohan, very good. Thank you for asking. Rohan,
you're hearing me well?
Very well, yeah. It's like you're inside my head.
Okay.
You're using like a headset or a microphone, aren't you?
No, it's just my microphone directly.
Oh, really? Like on your PC microphone or your?
No, my smartphone.
What kind of smartphone do you have? That is really clear.
Yeah, actually, it's my first time attending your live, and yeah, I wanted to give it a try.
Well, you got a good phone there, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Rohan, that's great. I'm happy to have you with me. Let's jump into this last paragraph. It's just coming up on your screen. Paragraph G.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay. Of course, there is one final important result of plate tectonics: earthquakes. Earthquakes are perhaps the most terrifying of all natural disasters. They are practically invisible. They happen below the Earth's surface and have devastating results. Earthquakes happen along fault lines, places where two plates are colliding, diverging, or slipping past each other. In the case where the two plates are attempting to slip past each other, the most devastating earthquakes can occur. This is because friction does not allow the plates to pass each other until sufficient energy to counteract the resistance has been built up. So the two plates rub against each other for centuries or millennia until one day they finally slip. This slip is what results in a sudden catastrophic earthquake. If this slip occurs in the ocean underneath the Earth's surface, it can cause a massive tidal wave known as a tsunami. If this slip occurs directly beneath a major city, massive destruction will result. There are many such cities at risk of these earthquakes, many of them along what is known as the Ring of Fire, surrounding the Pacific Ocean. These cities include Tokyo, San Francisco, Vancouver, and Santiago. Understanding plate tectonics reveals that it is not a question of if these major cities will get hit by an earthquake. It is only a question of when.
Awesome. Nice, clear,
Thank you.
fluent reading. All right, Rohan,
Thank you very much.
what is this paragraph about? One word.
Overall, I think Ring of Fire.
Just one word. If you get one word.
Mhm.
You get one word to answer. What is this paragraph about? One way to think about it is, what's the word that keeps repeating in the paragraph? There's one word that they repeat again and again and again and again in the paragraph. It's usually a good hint that that's what this paragraph is about. So
Earthquake.
yeah, exactly. It's about earthquakes, just like the previous one, right? Volcanoes,
Yeah.
this one, earthquakes. Okay. So careful. It's not about the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is just an example. The overall topic for this
Yes.
paragraph is earthquakes. Okay, so you have to be very careful. One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of candidates make on IELTS is they look at the choices first, and then one of the choices confuses them and they pick that choice and it's the wrong choice. So you never want to do that. For a list of headings, you always want to think about the heading yourself first and then find the matching heading that matches your idea. So here you should be thinking, okay, this is about earthquakes. Okay, and if you think earthquakes, right, then what is the closest match from the choices to the word earthquake?
Um,
And all it is sometimes is a tricky definition. So there's here, you will see that there is a definition, which means earthquake. It's just kind of a trickier definition, but it's a definition.
maybe the invisible threat.
It's not a maybe, it's a definitely the invisible
Okay,
threat.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's what it is, because that's an earthquake, right? The earthquake is
Yes.
the invisible threat. Rohan, where are you from?
I'm actually from Mauritius Island in the Indian Ocean.
Okay, in the Indian Ocean. Are you familiar, or do you have earthquakes there?
No, actually, the tectonic plates are quite far, so luckily.
Luckily
We
none,
don't
right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Maybe
good.
we get little sensation, but not that much.
Yeah, not like Japan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. All right, so the invisible threat. So here, some people would say, oh, it's the Ring of Fire, but it's not the Ring of Fire. If somebody chose 7, they would get that wrong because that's just an example that's used in the paragraph. The topic is actually earthquakes, which is the invisible threat. That's why it's so important that you always think about the answer yourself first and then choose the match. That's always the right test-taking strategy. You think of the answer yourself first and then choose the match. Looking at the answers or using deduction, where you're kind of picking out which ones are the wrong answers, that's only like a secondary strategy. It's never a primary strategy. Okay? It's really important. All right?
Yes.
Okay, Rohan, thank you. Do you have a question?
Thank you. No, actually, I was quite nervous before I started to speak because it's my first time.
Yeah, it's totally
and I
normal.
never spoke before,
No, it's totally
like
normal.
in front of a lot of people. Yeah.
It's only 130 people right now, so you don't have to worry about
No, that's a lot for me.
it. No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing.
I'm quite introvert.
I'm teasing. You did a great job. Come back again.
Thank you so much.
One way to kind of
Yes.
overcome your fears, just to keep coming back, keep volunteering, and before you know it, you're going to be super confident.
Yes,
Okay?
actually, I find your class very interactive and like we get to learn easily and we get to remember so very easily. So I will surely attend your next class, your next
Awesome,
live.
Rohan. Awesome. I look forward to it. Bye for now.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
All right. That was Rohan, first timer. Thumbs up. Let's give him a thumbs up. It sounds like he's in a very remote place too. And my gosh, his internet connection. He said he's from some small island in the Indian Ocean. What kind of internet do they have there? Like super satellite or something? They're beaming it down? I don't know. We'll have to ask him the next time, Rohan. But that was very impressive. He had the clearest voice there. Some secret island with super high tech infrastructure or something. Okay, let's try somebody else. George here is hanging out. All right, George, are you ready? George, if you're there, let me know. And we'll get into it a little bit. I think we can do a little bit more here. Okay. George, if you're there, give me a sign. Just yes. Yes, more than a sign. It's hi, I'm here. All right.
Hello.
Hi, George. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Where are you calling from, George?
I'm actually calling. I'm calling from Oman.
From Oman. All right. Cool. Very hot in Oman, right?
Yeah, around 40 degrees Celsius.
Ooh, it's a
and
sauna.
quite humid.
No.
Quite humid as well.
Yeah, it's a steam room.
Definitely.
All right. Okay, George, let's do a true, false, not given. I'm going to show everybody how to do this with one example, and then you can try the rest of them on your own, okay? So let's do this, George. When you see question 20, can you read it for me?
Yeah. It took over 350 years for the theory and mechanism of continental drift to be fully developed.
Okay, so here's the steps to true, false, not given. A lot of people are like scared of these questions or they find them really difficult, but there's a very logical way to do these. First, you actually have to figure out if it's given or if it's not given, okay? And the way to do that is you have to think, is it important or is it not important? So here, George, is it important to know when this theory and this mechanism of continental drift was discovered for these continents? Is that an important piece of information in this passage or in this essay? Or is it not important?
It's important.
Yeah, I agree, right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the science behind plate tectonics, so the discovery is important. So I agree. So now what you've done is you've taken the first important step. The first important step is you figured out that it's given. So you figured out, okay, this is given, right? Now, basically true and false belong to the given category. So now we know it's either true or it's false. It's definitely not given, right? So we know it's given. Okay, now we have to figure out if it's true or if it's false. So is it true or is it false that it took over 350 years for the theory and the mechanism of continental drift to be fully developed?
It's true.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. And if we're lost, if we're not sure, we can go back and check. But we should remember that, right? In the beginning, it tells us, it says 300 years right there for the theory, right?
Yeah.
And then it says, and 50 years after that for the mechanism, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So we're going to do a little bit of simple math. 300 plus 50 is?
350.
right? You pass your math test, George. You passed your math test.
Thank you.
And your English test all in one. So that's it. That's exactly how you do it, right? So you pay attention to detail, but essentially you figure out, is it given? Once you figured out that it's given, then you figure out if it's true or if it's false. And that's really how you do it, okay?
Yeah.
All right, George, I'm out of time, but do you have a question for me about the reading?
Yes, I do have.
Go for
I
it.
did the computer-based familiarization test with British Council, and when I'm doing the matching headings, you cannot see the list in the second question. Like what you selected first. So it's quite confusing. So how to avoid that?
Yeah. So that's, so the computer based is a little bit different than the paper based, because sometimes you have to click drop down menus, of course. And you don't see all of the answers like in the paper base. That's one big difference. Also, a very important piece of advice for everybody when you're doing like mock exams, especially a lot of the online mock exams with IDP and British Council, be really careful, because they're not like the real test. They're only partial, or they're like a summary, so you don't get the actual same experience as with the real test. So be really careful with that, George. But to answer your question even better, okay, the key to those list of headings, and I said this, I think to Hari maybe, is you, and I just said it to Rohan, is you have to think of the answer on your own first. Like if you think, okay, the answer is earthquakes, then when you check the choices, you're going to know which one matches that. But if you're trying to search for the answer through the choices, it won't work. And in the computer base, sometimes that's not even possible. So, which is actually a good thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay. So think about the answer first on your own, and then it will work. Whether it's the computer based or the paper based, it won't matter. Okay.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Adrian.
You're very welcome. George, thank you for volunteering. Have an awesome day. Come back again, okay?
Yeah, sure. You too. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye, George. We had lots of first-time volunteers there. Thumbs up to George. That was really good. Students, finish the reading on your own and send me your answers. I'll send you the answer key, okay? So here are the rest of the true, false, not given questions. Here are those finish the sentence questions, so sentence endings questions. All right, you can send me the answers to the email address adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com, and then we can send you the answer keys. Okay, you can also find the answer keys in the premium package when you sign up, and that's a good idea. Thank you, moderators, Carolina, Amra, aehelp.com for academic IELTS, everybody. GIELTShelp.com for general IELTS. Click those red buttons, the join the full course now. If you're coming back to these classes every day, spend 20 or 30, 40 bucks to join the course, depending on where you live, and Bob's your uncle, as they say. Thank you so much. I'm back tomorrow with speaking part 2, speaking part 3. We're going to interact with our students lots tomorrow for the speaking, just like we did today. Bye for now, everyone. See you tomorrow. You're all amazing people. Never let anybody tell you otherwise, okay? Always look forward and be positive. I'm Adrian, signing out from Victoria. Goodbye, everyone.